Should the Dolphins trade for Bengals offensive tackle Jonah Williams? I am Will Scott. Welcome into Dolphins Today. We're going to talk about that on today's show. He has requested a trade from Cincinnati, and the Dolphins have been one of the teams linked to Williams, which is interesting because he wants to play left tackle, but he would play right tackle in Miami. We're going to talk about all of that here in a second. But first, if you haven't subscribed already, be sure to hit that subscribe button below because we bring you daily Miami Dolphins content. We're one of the very few channels out there. Doug Lee Durong, shout out to him. He does the same thing. We get you guys daily Dolphins content, even in the offseason. So if you want to stay in the loop with the Fins, go down and hit that subscribe button right now. Let's talk about Jonah Williams, who requested trade less than a week ago from Cincinnati after the Bengals signed Orlando Brown Jr. To be their new starting left tackle. And Williams has been the starting left tackle for the last 3 seasons. 4 seasons in the NFL, but he missed his entire rookie season due to an injury. He was drafted in the first round out of the University of Alabama, where he blocked for Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa and did a great job protecting Miami's QB1. Taking a look here, I mean, he was Tua's guy at Alabama, protecting Tua. Was one of the best offensive linemen in the country in college and has certainly done a good job in the National Football League as well. Was not as good this season as in 2021, but still, he's an intriguing option when you're talking about a trade target for the Dolphins. Ian Rappaport said this yesterday on NFL Network when talking about the Jonah Williams trade rumors. Several teams have had discussions with the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, no trade is imminent as far as I know right now. But I know there's interest from several teams. Now, Rappaport did not say which specific teams were interested, but here are some teams that I think may have reached out to Cincinnati. The Colts, they're probably going to draft a rookie quarterback. They need him to be protected. They're probably going to be in the market here for Jonah Williams. The Chicago Bears swung and missed on McGlinchey. They surprisingly did not make a serious run at Orlando Brown Jr., They might be a fit, as well as the Rams and the Buccaneers, and then, of course, the Dolphins. The Dolphins desperately need a right tackle. Yeah, Williams is a left tackle, but maybe you can convince him to accept a trade in Miami and slide over to the right side. I'm going to break down my thoughts on that here in a second, but first, I want to know your thoughts down in the comment section. Do you want to trade for Bengals offensive tackle Jonah Williams? Type T for trade or type P for pass down in the comment section. It is the pinned comment on today's video. So to get with an ad break, go down, chime in. Do you want to trade for Jonah Williams? And I think a lot of people are thinking, like, Will, you're saying, inquire about Jonah Williams, make an offer for Jonah Williams. Why would they do that when he wants to play left tackle? And my guy Carlos on Twitter asked me this. Where would he play? He likes left tackle. We have Armstead. If he doesn't want to switch positions in Cincinnati, why would he switch positions in Miami? And Carlos and anyone else who's asking that question brings up a very good point. But here's my pitch to Jonah Williams to get him to Miami, to accept this trade. Pay him left tackle money to play right tackle. That right away is already going to be intriguing for Jonah Williams. That's number one. Number two, sell him on being able to protect his college quarterback's blind side. He's protected Joe Burrow's blind side the last couple of years. He wants to stay as kind of a primary blocker on that offensive line wherever he goes. Well, he's going to still have that job. Miami is the right tackle. And Williams kind of struggled at left tackle this past season, at least wasn't as good as in previous years. So maybe a position change would benefit him, and maybe a fresh start in Miami would benefit him as well. We're going to continue to talk about a Jonah Williams trade here in a second, but first I want to tell you about our good friends over at Athletic Greens. I take AG1 by Athletic Greens literally every single day. Get comprehensive and convenient daily nutrition. athleticgreens.com/chatsports. I gave AG1 a try because I wanted better gut health and wanted a supplement that actually tastes great. I take AG1 every morning, and it makes me feel ready to take on my day. I came into this year wanting to get healthier, and starting my year on AG1 has helped me do just that. I take it every morning, and I feel happier, healthier, and more energized. Covering my nutritional basis for the day literally couldn't be easier, which is why I trust Athletic Greens. I just mix one small scoop of AG1 with water and drink it first thing each morning. Done. I also like that it costs less than $3 a day. That's pretty good if you ask me. It's a really effective daily habit with the highest quality sourced ingredients. Win-win. If a comprehensive solution is what you need from your supplement routine, then Athletic Greens is giving you a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. So go to athleticgreens.com/chatsports. That's athleticgreens.com/chatsports. Check it out. The link is in the comments and the description of today's video. You know, producer Jackie's a good friend of mine. He's seen it firsthand. Kind of this change that I've gone on with my diet. I was drinking soda every single day, wasn't feeling great, wasn't staying super healthy, just was not taking my diet and my health seriously. I gave up soda at the start of this year. I've been taking AG1 every single day instead, and I feel so much better each and every single day. Make the switch with me, athleticgreens.com/chatsports. That link is in the comments and the description of today's video. Going back to a Jonah Williams trade, he is talking about the possibility of it happening. The Dolphins' lack of draft capital might make this pretty complicated. Now, they had 5 draft picks coming into this offseason. They traded 1 third-round pick for Ramsey. After that trade, here's what their draft picks look like for this year. Pleasantly surprised, they were able to hold on to that second-round pick after trading for Ramsey, so they still have that. That's their first pick. They have a third-round pick from New England, which is 84th overall. They got that pick last year in the Devontae Parker trade. A 6th-round pick and a 7th-round pick. So I just don't know how I feel about parting with one of those draft picks for Jonah Williams. However, you could give up a 2024 draft pick, and maybe the Bengals would be open to doing that if you put together a decent package. I would be willing to part with maybe a 2nd or 3rd round pick in 2024 to get this deal done. Find Tua a really good right tackle, and of course a tackle that he has plenty of familiarity with from his college days at Alabama. What are you willing to give up for Jonah Williams? Go down in the comment section. Is it a 3rd-round pick this year, 2nd-round pick next year? Go down in the comment section and let me know. And if you're not following me on Instagram, be sure to do that, at Willie Fens. I'm posting these cool graphics whenever the Dolphins make a signing. Andrew Van Ginkel's still a Dolphin. That was certainly one of my favorite ones. Go and follow me on Instagram. Almost at 1,100 IG followers. Appreciate everyone for following me on Instagram. Not only do the draft picks make a Jonah Williams trade complicated, so does his contract, right? Because the Dolphins right now virtually have no cap space. Now they could restructure Agba, trade Wilson, extend Wilkins. There's some options to free up some cap space in the immediate future. But that $12.6 million salary in 2023 certainly complicates things. Now, that is his 5th-year option. So his 5th-year option was picked up. So he's going to be a free agent after the conclusion of this season, which might kind of lessen his value a little bit, might make him a little bit easier to land. So I put together this trade idea. I think this might get it done. Dolphins receive Jonah Williams and a 6th-round pick this year. The Bengals get Austin Jackson and a 3rd-round pick next year. Now, La'el Collins is probably going to be their starting right tackle if you trade for Jonah Williams. But Austin Jackson is much younger than La'el Collins. Maybe Chris Greer can pitch them on the fact that AJ still has some potential as a former 1st-round pick and can be a good backup behind La'el Collins this year, if not challenge him for that right tackle job in Cincinnati. Now, who would win this trade? Is it the Dolphins or is it the Bengals? Type MIA for the Dolphins or type CIN for the Bengals down in the comments section. I really do believe this trade could work, giving up Austin Jackson and a 3rd-round pick next year. Keyword next year, not this year. Getting a 6th-round pick this year. So you go from 4 picks this year to 5. Also getting Jonah Williams, who could maybe be your new right tackle. Miami should absolutely inquire about this. I think they at least have to call Cincinnati, see what the asking price is, try to get in touch with Jonah Williams' agent, and say, hey, we know Jonah wants to play left tackle, but anywhere else, left tackle is going to be protecting a quarterback's blind side. If he comes here, he can protect Tua's blind side at right tackle, who he played with at the University of Alabama. And here is what that offensive line would look like if you trade for Jonah Williams. Now, you have Terron Armstead left tackle, one of the best in the game at that position. Jonah Williams be the right tackle. So your two starting tackles would be Armstead and Jonah Williams. I'd feel pretty good about that. I think Dan Feeney, unless they draft somebody, is going to beat out Liam Eichenberg for the starting left guard spot. Connor Williams as the center, and then Robert Hunt as the right guard. So all of a sudden, that's a pretty solid offensive line that I think would keep Tua upright. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. We'll continue to keep you posted on all these Dolphins trade rumors. Hit that subscribe button below.